class just got their first taste of what an NFL practice, sort of, walkthrough mostly, is. And there was cool moments, Cecil. I saw it all around the league of, rookies finding their locker and you have your jersey up there. That's just a cool moment, something that we all dreamed of our entire lives. They're actually seeing it come true over the weekend. So that was outstanding. I want to just pick your brain, man. I kind of want to give you the floor as to things that you saw. I know we're going to highlight R.J. Harvey, the way that Denver media highlighted his quads over the weekend.
Yes, everyone looking at quads.
Those were very impressive as well.
Glorious.
But what'd you see from R.J. as what we assume, I guess it's not safe to assume, is RB1?
I've been told not to lose my mind over a running back at minicamp. However, I'm having a hard time containing myself. This is a similar feeling to what I got watching Bo Nix last year in rookie minicamp.
Like that.
And it was like, okay, you got what you paid for. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If R.J. Harvey was, because Chris Evans was there on a pro tryout, so you're, hey, former NFL guy's got some experience. If that guy were to look better than R.J. Harvey, you'd go, whoa, that's a problem. Yeah. Other running backs there, undrafted guys, et cetera, we'll get to later in the week. But, no. R.J. Harvey showed up and showed out with catching terrible passes. Sorry to Stenstrom and Ian Book, who's not great, Bob, just terrible passes. I was standing there with Mike Kliss, our dear friend. I give him his gift.
Yeah, that photo was
cool. So cool.
Photo was cool.
So cool. Got the blinged out microphone on a chain. And I was talking about how, hey, you look at how he's catching passes, because he said, well, with these quarterbacks, you're not going to be able to see much. And I said, actually, it's the opposite. With these terrible quarterbacks, and God bless them, they're terrible. But, you're going to see the ability to catch poorly thrown passes because they're poorly thrown passes. Mm-hmm. And R.J. Harvey, there was a wheel route, and I'm not giving anything away because we can't talk about concepts, but you'll be shocked to know, and Kliss brought it up in the presser anyway, so I'm blaming him. There was several wheel routes, and there was a wheel route where most running backs would just catch something against their body, catch it with their pinkies together as they're running down the field. Harvey plucked it, and I like the fact that he went and he got it with thumbs together above his chest, boom, plucked it out of the air, and then secured it, put it in the left hand as going down the left sideline, and turned on the Jets. The Jets are real. The Jets are real. I'm here to tell you the kid was a blur.
Yeah.
He was an absolute blur. His foot frequency was incredible in terms of steps per yard, keeping his balance. That's the reason why his contact balance. Part of it is the strength. Part of it's that lower body. But it's part of it his feet are always on the field. Now, Mace did have an observation that on film is different, so I have to see more. But Mace was like, look at him. He's not wasting motion on inside runs. I said, yes, but watch on outside runs. Outside runs is where he has danced too much on film.
Okay.
He did that at UCF. I have not yet seen that in terms of minicamp. So, yes, it is a practice. But the first thing you want to see, and you get almost nothing from running backs because there's no live tackle.
There's no hitting yet.
But the first thing you see is the speed legit? Check. Is the quickness there? Check. And then as a receiver, is he not just a dump-off guy where you can just, the screen pass in a row? The kid was running routes. Can't get specific outside the wheel route because Kliss brought it up, but he was running routes and he was plucking it out of the air. So don't get super excited about a Broncos running back one day after rookie minicamp, but you can kind of get pretty excited. I just wouldn't buy a 37 jersey because he probably is going to switch numbers.
Switch it up.
Which was a big topic of conversation. I don't really care. Every rookie was asked about it. Hey, what about the number? I'm like, yeah, nobody cares. I guess some people care, but that's just not my thing. My thing was to watch practice and to observe, and I saw the goods on display for R.J. Harvey. So you feel good about it. And I did ask Sean Payton, because the most important thing, and Payton was in a good mood, and sometimes with me he's not necessarily in a good mood, which is fine. Maybe it's just me. But I was able to ask him, hey, trust is a big deal when it comes to pass protection. At what point will you know you can trust R.J. Harvey?
When you think about this, Sproles, Kamara, there's a lot of different backs we've had that we can create different protections to make sure the matchup's right. We'll have a handful of different, because I know the question, is he a 3-down back? Well, he's going to play on third down, but he could play on third down where the tight end is in protection. So there's a lot we can do relative to really suit his strengths. And it would happen occasionally with Darren where, I'd say to him, hey, every once in a while you might get matched up on Navarro Bowman or Willis, and I'm not going to make a habit of doing that. But if you watch his stature, and he's put together pretty well. So there's a difference between a small runner and a short runner. We're not interested in the small runners, but we're okay with the short runners.
That's interesting to end. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But I got to give a little pushback to what Sean just said. And by the way, I thought it was kind of nice to you there.
He was.
That's
Yeah.
a nice thing. That's a May answer. That's what that is.
Uh-huh.
Let's see where we're at in July. But he said, well, we can create situations where it's not, hey, disadvantage Denver Broncos. I don't know that he said the exact same thing, and I'm not going to ask Kevin to go back and find a quote from over a year old, but I remember something similar being said last year about the running back room. And tight ends is what he specifically talked about, of like, well, we won't ask him to do things that he won't do. And then here he's kind of taking a step further, so I'll give him some credit and benefit of the doubt that you're going to create the right matchup. All right, you've said it. Now I have to see it before I just go, well, Sean said it, so it's going to work with R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, and what it means is get ready for more Adam Troutman.
It's exactly what I thought you were going to say, dude.
Damn, I'm sorry. But that's okay if Evan Ingram's out there running routes, and then Troutman's in to block, and there will be moments where Harvey has to block. But basically in that answer, which he almost said a little bit too much, concept-wise, but it basically tells you, like, no, he's the guy. Sean Payton fell in love. You want to get in Sean Payton's good graces? You see him out and about at Starbucks. He was at the Nuggets game yesterday.
Oh, we're going to talk about it because he was sitting next to George Payton, and George was ready to go home.
What do you mean? Sean grinds on you?
I think a little bit.
What would that be like, being at a basketball game with Sean Payton? Well, let me tell you about New Orleans.
Yeah.
The time I watched the Pelicans.
There was one point where he had his hands out. I paused my TV because I'm like, I got to see what's going on here.
Okay.
He had his hands out, and he wasn't even talking to George. So whoever was to his left, he was showing them how to take a snap under center
in a basketball game.
At a basketball game.
Okay. All right.
I was like, Sean's going to Sean.
Sean's going to
do other stuff.
Hey, well, with Caleb Lohner, maybe they're looking at more basketball talent. Be like, hey, you want to try for the Broncos? Lohner, by the way, body slammed a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm into that.
He's sluggish as a runner. Not a great talker. Again, I give guys breaks for that. Not everyone's chatty Cathy, but Caleb Lohner like hip tossed a guy.
Really?
Yeah, Brick killed a guy.
I'm really into that.
Might want to lay low for a while.
It might make me like him.
But you want to make Sean. You see Sean out and about anywhere. He's sitting at him. He's telling you how to take snaps at a Nuggets game. Bring up R.J. Harvey because Sean Payton fell in love. And what do we know about Sean Payton? He's going to show how right he was by sending R.J. Harvey down your throat.
I want to get more into that clip about what he said at the end there about short versus small runners and have a conversation about that a little bit.
If you're Jaleel McLaughlin, you're like, what?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, hold up. They did this before. We'll revisit that at some point in our second.